There was something wrong with the submarine in the middle. The deck forward of the conning tower looked twisted and bent. Christ, thought the bomb-aimer. Someone's rammed her. Nearly cut her in half. That's why she's not diving. She's damaged. Something burst with a clang out on the port side. Icy air was suddenly howling at the bomb-aimer's neck. The little submarines in the bomb sight drifted off to starboard. "Right a bit," said the bomb-aimer, calmly over the hammer of his heart. "Right a bit." The 3 grey fish slid back onto the line. "Steady." His leather thumb found the release button. The tracer was horrible now, thick as a blizzard. The bomb-aimer concentrated on hoping that Pearl in the mess wouldn't overcook his bloody egg again. Like cement it was yesterday. "Steady," he said. The grey triangle was half an inch from the release point. "Going," he said. "Going." A giant hammer smashed into the fuselage somewhere behind him. He felt a terrible agony in his left leg. Hit, he thought. Bastard hit us. His hand clenched on the bomb release button. He felt the upward bound of the aircraft as the depth charges dropped free. Too early, he thought. Then there was no more thinking, because his face was full of smoke, and his head was full of the agony of a leg broken in 4 places, and someone was howling like a dog. And as the grey clouds reached down and closed their hands round the Liberator, he realised that the person making all that racket was him. 10 minutes later, the radar operator finished the dressing and threw the morphine syringe out of one of the rents torn in the fuselage by the shell. He thought the bomb-aimer looked bloody awful, but then compound fractures are not guaranteed to bring a smile to the lips. To cheer him up, the radar operator gave him the thumbs up and mouthed, "Got one?" Through pink clouds of morphine, the bomb-aimer saw his lips move and tried to look interested. "Hit one," said the radar operator. "Saw smoke. One was damaged already, looked like someone rammed it, and we hit at least one." But of course he might as well have been talking to himself, because you couldn't hear anything, what with the engines and a sodding great hole in the fuselage. And anyway, the bomb-aimer was asleep. "Bloody great U-boats, though," thought the radar operator. "Never seen anything like 'em before. Not that big, nor that fast." The Liberator droned north and west across the Bay of Biscay, above the corrugated mat of cloud, towards the coastal command base at Saint-Just. There the crew, nervously preoccupied with the hardness of their eggs, were comprehensively debriefed. Chapter 1. Sunday, 1000 to 1900 hours. Andrea stared at Jensen. The huge Greek's face was horror-stricken. "Say again," he said. "A job," said Captain Jensen. He was standing in a shaft of Italian sun that gleamed on his sharp white teeth and the gold braid on the brim of his cap. "Just a tiny little job, really, and I thought, since the 3 of you were here anyway—" As always, Jensen was dreadfully crisp, his uniform sparkling white, his stance upright and alert, the expression on his bearded face innocent but slightly piratical. The 3 men in the chairs looked the reverse of crisp. Their faces were hollow with exhaustion. They sat as if they'd been dropped into their seats from a height. The visible parts of their bodies were laced with sticking plaster and red with mercurochrome. They looked 1 step away from being stone dead. But Jensen knew better. It had cost him considerable effort to assemble this team. There was Mallory, who before the war had been a mountaineer, world famous for his Himalayan exploits, and conqueror of most of the unclimbed peaks in the southern Alps of his native New Zealand. Mallory had spent 18 months behind enemy lines in Crete, with the man sitting next to him. Andrea. The gigantic Andrea, strong as a team of bulls, quiet as a shadow, a full colonel in the Greek army, and one of the deadliest irregular soldiers ever to knife a sentry. And then there was Corporal Dusty Miller from Chicago, member of the Long-Range Desert Force.